Hello, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our ADT, December ADT. Well, it's actually for November, but this is the end of the year. 2023, that started last week by the feels of things, is now over. Very, very scary thought. But it's been a good year. It's been a challenging year. We've had our ups and downs, but I think we've all come through stronger. And it's good to see pretty much a full house tonight. Know that there will be some guests watching later, and I know that there will be some people watching from overseas because they're in the middle of the night over there. Hello, Amanda. So let us get going. And just before we get going too far, we're going to do a little bit of housekeeping over here. So you know that we've got around about 35, 38 minutes of recording available. So when we are getting short on time, we will cut. We have to have a 15-minute break between sessions before I can log in again. So we will cut, give it 15 minutes and come back on again. But hey, let's see if we can get all this done in one session and get it going. And we're going to start with somebody who is well experienced from ACRES, and that is Jenny. Can you tell us all about the Eagle Team ACRES mission statement, please? Just unmute yourself there. There we go.
Good evening, everybody. I wasn't quite sure what to do about this, but John assured me that I just need to read these statements, which we found in our training manual, our new training manual from Eagle Team. And it's quite important for us to understand what our Eagle Team is about. Our Eagle Team, headed by Charlie and Alta Bolton, they have made this mission statement. And if we abide by it, I think we can improve our lives in near life as well as outside of near life. And the mission statement reads, to enrich the lives of others in terms of health, wealth, and happiness, and to create the environment for personal growth for those who have the courage to pursue their dreams within a free enterprise. That is the Eagle Team mission statement. And you know, the motto is, in God we trust. So we trust that we can carry out this mission statement. The Acres of Diamonds mission statement. If you haven't been to Acres of Diamonds, you are losing out big time. And their mission statement reads, to improve the quality of life in terms of spiritual, mental, physical, and financial well-being, building of character, development of leadership, and creating awareness of the environment in harmony with our Creator and fellow man. And at Acres, you have a special connection with our Creator. I have beautiful stories of Acres and talking and praying to our God. We walk those mountains. We find ourselves in those mountains. We find God in those mountains. We climb the mountains and the cliff faces that we are closer to God than anywhere else. It is absolutely wonderful. We build our character there. We develop leadership with the help of other leaders from all over the world. Charlie invites them there. And we really are made aware of the environment in harmony with our Creator and fellow man. You can't help it. You're in this remote area. Once you're there, you cannot run away. And you are entrapped in an environment of growth. You come back from Acres not the same person. And I would encourage you to try and make it your dream, make it your goal in 2024 to attend at least one Acres of Diamonds. Thank you.
Thanks, Jenny. Yes, I definitely agree with that. You are so far out in the bush that there's no Eskom, there's no internet, but that's the whole idea. because you are connecting with team members, with God, and with our leader, because Acres is there for training. And look at it as a university. You want to grow? Go. Right. So who's going to Acres next year? The next session we've got over here, Debbie, you're going to tell us your story. I know you've been doing this business for a little while. You started at the top and worked your way up, right? Or was it easy from the beginning? Tell us your story.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Sean. Yeah. When we first started in the business, and I will start right from the very beginning, because John and I came from Zimbabwe with $750 in our pockets and 3 children, with all our furniture and everything that could fit in a Peugeot 4x4. And that was it.
Station wagon.
Yeah, station wagon. That was it. And John managed to find a fantastic job, came back, phoned me, said, I've got a job, but I just need to discuss it with you. So I said, well, what's the salary? He said, no, there's no salary. It's a commission basis only. I said, huh? Now, bearing in mind, he was in the forces over there. And now he wasn't a salesman. He was in a uniform, and now he's a salesman. And with 3 kids, and it was just tough. It was tough all the time. We were invited to a meeting, funnily enough, and GNLD meeting. It was Golden Products in those days. We got to the door, we saw all these wonderful products, and John said, forget it, I'm not selling. And we didn't go in. We turned around, we walked out, and we came home. 2 years later, we were invited again, but this time it was from an Eagle team member. And they said, if you want to earn extra income, come to the meeting. We got there, there were no products, but there was a guy who done quite well, and he did the presentation, and he said, look, you've got to get a kit, and the kit is almost 1,000 rand. Well, I think it was 1,000 rand. And we had no money, none, because we had 3 children. Oh, we had 4 at that stage, and we had no money. So John said, oh, we can't do this. This is a skim and a scam. Forget it. So I said, no, there's no risk. We're getting a box with some products in it. If we can't do anything, we'll just sell the products, or at least use the products. So he says, no, I'm not, if you want to do it, do it. So I said, okay. I signed the form and I did it. I went into the garage, sold all his stuff, and got the money for the kit. So we got the kit. I phoned the lady a week later and I said, where's my kit? And she says, oh, no, I'm busy. I've got this on. I've got that on. I've got this. I'm doing that. So I said, tell you what, I'll meet you in the car park. I want my kit. So she said, okay. So I got in my car, went to, met her in the car park. She handed me this box of stuff and I took off. And that was the only time we had any connection with our upline. Got home and John and I sat on the carpet and we opened up the box. And we played with all the products in it. Super 10, we super 10'd our house from top to bottom. We had vitamins, which we'd never taken in our lives before, didn't believe in them, but boy, did they make a difference. And that's how we actually got started. We invited a few people from church to come home with us for tea, sat around our coffee table, showed them our products, did a little bit of a one-on-one, and that's how we got Jenny Holiday's upline in our business. And there's our Jenny Holiday. And then the guy who gave the presentation, he came and he did 2 or 3 plans for us. We took him back to the airport, and a drunk ran through a red robot and wrote our car off. So now we didn't have a car. So how do we do the business? So we made a way, we made a plan. So we had a lot of challenges, and I'm just giving you a few of our challenges. And to this day, I believe that Satan was trying to stop us from doing this business. Because up until now, we've reached over 800 people. They're not all in the team still. They have come to Bloem. They've given their hearts to the Lord. And that is what our mission was. We were on our way to Bloem one year, and we blew a head gasket. And I phoned Charlie. I said, Charlie, we can't make it this year. He says, rubbish. He said, John can come, or you can come, and the other one can stay at home and sort out your car. So John got in a lift with one of our downlines, Jenny Holiday's upline, and off he went, and I sorted out the car, and I prayed all weekend, Lord, if this is for us, you've got to show us a way. And he did. He showed me quite clearly that a ship in a harbor is no good. You've got to get out into that rough sea and really feel those waves and bumps and that's the only thing that's that's your purpose. Okay, so when John came back, I said, we've got to do this. So we got stuck in and we did it. And as I say, people have come, people have gone, but every single person that comes our way, we know that God's put them in our way. So we just love everybody in our team.
First time you traveled.
And the first time we ever traveled, John we qualified. Somehow or other, we just fumbled along. We'd go to a meeting and they'd say, okay, you've qualified to go to Cape Town's meeting for free. I said, huh? How did we do that? I don't know. So I said to John, well, I'm not getting on that aeroplane. So I said, I'm busy. I can't take leave. I'm sorry. That's me. I can't. So he said, all right, he will go. So John went off to Cape Town. Now, we were raw. He gets to the aeroplane, he gets on the plane, and he says, has this seat been taken? Has this seat been taken? Now, those of you who travel, you might think this is ridiculous, but all the way down, he asked if these seats were taken. Eventually, someone said, well, what does your gate pass say? So we looked, that's how he knew what seat he was in. Anyway, the next time we qualified to do something as well, I can't remember what it was, but then we were told that we had qualified to go to Munich. Everything, all expenses paid. We thought, how on earth did we manage that? You know, we really didn't know. We just fumbled our way as we went along. We didn't have an upline. Lucky came down once in a blue moon. He came down, but Jenny, Linda Foster will testify that all he wanted was pushing us for next level. So we just bypassed him. And so Munich, I said, okay, I'm definitely going to Munich. I'm not scared of an aeroplane anymore. I sat in the aisle seat like this until the plane was nice and smooth. On the way back, I said to John, no ways, I'm sitting by the window this time. So now he's relegated to the outside. And that trip was fantastic. There were 500 Golden Products people on the aeroplane. And so you can imagine the vibe. It was brilliant. The vibe was fantastic. And we came back and we've had ups and downs. I mean, Lucky left us, our upline left us. I don't mean to, sorry about dropping his name, but he left us and he took half our team with him and started up another company, which is our opposition, or was our opposition at the time. And so our team was halved, but we pressed on regardless. And then once again, we all had to make a decision. Are we going to follow this person or that person, follow our upline? And we said, no, we're not going to follow our upline. We're going to follow Charlie. And we had a lot of people vote against us because we said, look, you can come with us or you can go with them. That's fine. It's up to you. And we had private interviews with them really saying to John and I, you're mad, you're nuts, you can't do that, etc., etc. And he said, well, Charlie is the most successful. Charlie loves and cares for us, so we're going to follow Charlie. So we left our uplines, all our line, and we crossed over to Charlie. And we're so thankful we did. And yeah, we haven't gone like crazy. But you know, when I look back, I think if we had not taken that chance, if we had quit at any time along the road, I don't know where we would be now. Because coming from Zimbabwe, we had no pension. John was working commission only most of the time. So he didn't have any Provident Fund pension like most people have. I had a bit of a Provident Fund, but that was it. There was nothing. So our whole insurance is our near life. That is our income. And so without near life, we would definitely, I don't know what we would have been doing. We would have been probably, I don't know. So I'm just so thankful for near life. And I really hope and pray that each one of us, especially those on the chat today, on the ADT, will just realize what you've got in your hands. We can pick it up, we can drop it, we can do what we like with it, but it'll always be there. And really, if you take it, there is money, there is lifestyle. We're happy with our lifestyle. I'm sure if we really wanted to, we could put our heads down and make it an absolute, whatever you'd like to call it, a goal or whatever these sports people do, 100%. But we're happy where we are. So, and that is exactly what I say to everybody. You know, this is a lifestyle. And so, yeah. We know you can do it, guys. You just have to do it. It's there. There's lots of money there if you want the money. You just have to take the knocks. And boy, did we take a lot of knocks. So I've just shown you, I've just told you a little bit of what we had. So yeah, thanks, Sean.
Thanks, Debbie. Yeah, and I've heard it from numerous different places. It's an easy business. Or should I say, it's a simple business. It's not always easy. And if you're determined enough and you stay consistent enough for long enough, you will succeed. There's no ifs, buts, or maybes. If you follow the rules, follow the system, stay consistent enough, long enough, you will come out on top. It's just how it works. And I know, speaking for myself, sometimes life is too easy. And I think if we get challenged enough, then it physically kicks us out of our comfort zone, just like an eagle. Yeah, when an eagle is launched out of their nest, the mother makes their life very uncomfortable until getting out flying is the more comfortable part than sitting in the nest. So we've got to step out of our comfort zones. We are all leaders over here. We've got to step out and face the challenges, because when we face the challenges, we grow. Personal testimony from that. Too scared to talk to anybody, too scared to do anything. Face the challenge. When you get kicked hard enough from your uplines, then you tend to do what you get told and trust the wings of the eagle. Right, thanks. So the next one is John, who obviously is extremely experienced in doing one-on-one interviews. How do we do this, John?
Okay, thank you, Sean. Good evening, everyone. Lovely to see you all here. A while ago, we used to have almost 4 meetings a week, a Monday, a Tuesday, either in Pinetown or in Durban or in Pietermaritzburg. All over, we had these 4 or 5 meetings where it was called the water hole, where everybody invited friends, and it was a very, we look forward to meeting the team and introducing the other people. But when COVID came along, the whole scenario changed. No longer could we have the big meetings, the gatherings where we could all get together and have one speaker who was well versed in board work and etc. We went on and we moved on to a one-on-one basis where basically we were just telling people what the business was, and we actually conducted an interview with them for your business. You remembering that you are inviting these people to become and sit with you on your board of directors. You are the managing director of all your own businesses. So it was quite important to actually keep control of that meeting and let them know where you come from and what you've got. So often we go to this one-on-one, and although we've gone through it many, many times before, we still haven't got our story right, and we fumble along and we try and give them 4 or 5 different presentations of how this works. We hear it from this guy, that one, we go to this meeting, and it's all confusing. But I've come to the conclusion that everyone's got their own personality. And if I gave you a set bunch of rules, it might work for a few of you, but it might not work for a lot of you. If you look, for example, Linda Foster, who's on the talk tonight, she's got a brilliant piece of paper which she will take with her and go systematically through the paper, marking off all the key points so she doesn't leave anything out. And that's a system that's definitely working for Linda. And she's brought in a bunch of people, tons of people in that method. And she's shown how it works. So it's duplicatable. The other one is where you actually look and see what is the essence of our business. We are dealing directly with the manufacturer who lets us have their products at a good 25% discount so that we can either retail them for our retail profit, or we can accumulate volume through our team that we bring in and get a sales volume bonus. If you have a look at all the information, and we've got policies and procedures, and we've got how the business works there, and it's pages and pages, you can't infer that or give it to a new person inquiring about what you do. It's too much information. You can't go into the technical detail of if you've got a migraine, headache, etc. The whole logistics of that. Sean's talk is for us, for our knowledge there, but you can't impart that to a brand new person. They will just say, you know what, you are so clever, I could not do this myself. And they will walk away from you. So you've got to make it interesting enough to show them that, hey, anybody can do this. As Sean said this now, anyone can do it, but it does take work. So one of the methods that I found a lot of people got success with is where you say to the person when they sat down, you'd book your appointment. Remember, you've got a one-on-one. So you've probably gone through 2 stages, the first call, the second call, and you're back on the one-on-one third call. And for those of you who are new there, we can go through this with you again. And when you sit them down, the first thing to do is to ask them how much income would be of interest to them or worthwhile for them to actually consider looking at what you are offering them. And they will give you a figure. And sometimes, if you can judge how serious they are, if that figure is like, I'd like to earn 20 million rand a month, you know, it's not possible. Okay, so you have a look at what they said. So say they give you a figure, 3,000-4,000 rand. I found that sometimes when I've said to them and I've offered them, you can earn 10,000 rand a month, and we know that as a director you can earn much more than that. we've actually blown people out the market because they don't believe you can earn that much money, and automatically they switch off. So by asking them, how much would you consider being worth your while? So maybe they give you 4,000 or 5,000 rand or 15,000, whatever. Then the next question, which is very loaded on your side. Okay, if you wanted to earn that, how much time would you invest in your own business in order to achieve that? Because obviously, it's not a pyramid scheme. It's not a gimmick. You don't add money in like this current method that's going around, and we've stamped it on the head, where you just have to put a sum in, and anyone can put a sum in, and there's no work involved. So they would say, and remember, for us to make this business worthwhile, it's between 5 and 10 hours a week. Now, it's not a lot of time, and this is actually covered on our main meeting that we have on our ADT when we do get the presentation done. But if you have a look at the time slot, what are they going to do during the time? So what you've got to cover now, and I like the analogy used by Pierre in Johannesburg, and he was talking to a bunch of people down in Cape Town, where he was saying you can liken our business to the supermarket that you go and sell. So we know that Amanda's got a massive big supermarket. So we could say, okay, the owner of the supermarket sees you coming into her supermarket every month to buy the shopping, but in the next town or in Queenstown or wherever, there are other supermarkets. Now, what's going to attract people to her supermarket? And if you have a look at this analogy, if the owner of the shop said, if you register with us, whenever you come into the shop, you can choose anything there and you'll get an up to 20% discount. That would be attractive to anyone. They would prefer to shop you. In fact, we went miles today just to fill up so we could get a benefit on a certain brand of petrol that gave us Voyager miles or whatever the miles are. Debbie knows that. So the little gifts that this happened, the incentives will keep the person in. Then having told the person you can get that discount, but what if whoever you invited, if they register with us, they'll get the same deal and they'll get the 25% off. And then at the end of the month, we will add up all the volume that's gone through your team, and we will pay you a bonus on the whole volume. And that's attractive. Okay, so then you can start drawing the numbers in order to get through the stages. Neolife will pay you on a sales volume bonus from 3% to 25%. So depending where you are, you can get up to 4,000 PV in your organization through the team, building structure. And we know that what the structure is, that 622 plan, we see it every month when it's given out as a full presentation. So while you are building that team, you are developing your structure. And in the course of time, and it depends on the amount of work you put in and the effort, you'll find yourself to become a director. And I tell you what, sometimes some people take a little bit longer than others to get to director, but it's so worthwhile. Once you're a director, you are earning, I think it's around a qualified director. We had one in our team was earning nearly under 20,000 Rand. Was that right?
17,000.
17,000 Rand. So that's not a bad income, and you haven't even stepped onto the world team record. Lot there. Once you get to the world team, obviously you get the world travel, and much more incentives are there. So keep it basic, keep it simple. At the end, I want you to find your own clothes. And the one that we like it is, can you see yourself? What do you think of what I've just showed you? And then you ask them a question. Can you see yourself doing this type of business? And it does help. If you want them to say yes, just go a little bit of a nod like that. Would you like to earn a lot of money? Or would you like to save a lot of money on buying your own products? So now you differentiate whether they're going to be a business builder or a customer. And if they only want to use the products, that's absolutely 100%. Many people that are just only customer users, and we've got big teams that are only doing that. Later on, when they see the advantage of becoming a distributor and they can get an extra advantage there, then it will come back to them. So once you found out which is this, what they want to do, if they want to be a business builder or a customer, there you say that's fantastic. You've got the form handy, you've got the various stages of entry, give them the choice, and then as you're looking at where to start, work out the money, and you take it from there. And welcome to a new member joining you. If any of you have any problems on doing your presentation, feel free just to phone your upline or phone Debbie or give us your story or your spiel, and we're going to help you. Remember, together, everyone achieves more. We've got a wonderful team. Every one of you are born leaders. Well done. Thank you, Sean.
Thanks, John. Yes, and it really is that easy. All we're doing is creating and basically harvesting a relationship with a friend. Find a friend or make a friend, meet their friends. Make a friend, meet their friends. That's all you're doing. We're not going out hunting down people and trying to force something down their throat. We are simply offering them a concept to earn a little bit of extra income. They will take it or they won't. It's as simple as that. So we're going to have a break now. As some of the programs I go on to tell us, we're going to have a comfort break now. Now, because of the rules of Zoom, we have to have a 15-minute interval.